guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Today we're gonna try to figure out what's wrong with this POWERSMART lawnmower. My first POWERSMART lawnmower that I've ever had, gas that is. I actually do use a POWERSMART dual blade 26-inch electric 80-volt one that I use every weekend, and it works great. I also have some gas generators from POWERSMART too, and they're all pretty good. I haven't heard good things about POWERSMART gas engines. This engine, I did some research on it since I've never seen it before. It's actually a Loncin. I have worked on Loncin engines before, but they're vertical shaft engines for like power washers and stuff like that. But this is my first vertical Loncin engine that I'm going to try to basically unseize. Why is it seized? Because I picked this up the other day thanks to a tip from Quinn the Mailman. And here's the clip from that a couple of days ago. On a Saturday. Quinn the Mailman. There it is. Wow, a POWERSMART. Smart. So with that, we tried to manhandle the blade to see if we can turn it, but it's obviously seized for some reason or another. So I'm going to try a breaker bar just to try to unseize it. Maybe try to lubricate. Take the spark plug out and put some lubricant where the piston and rings are at, just to help it out, give it some more lubrication. Because if the connecting rod was broken, it wouldn't be seized. I mean, it could be, you know, but it would mean that the piston was fused to the bore. It's a little unlikely, you know what I mean? But we're going to try to unseize it and see if we can get this started. If we can't unseize it, we're looking at a Loncin engine disassembly video. So we're just going to try this again, you know, just as if we just picked it up off the street. If I pulled any harder, the rope would break. There we go. And let's put it on its side. And I already disconnected the ignition coil from the spark plug, so I mean, if there was a miracle and this thing started by itself, my hands wouldn't get chopped off. Done. So I'm going to get a breaker bar first. I'm going to try to do one of these jammies, and you don't want to overdo it because you'll bust the bolt. Right? All right, so I've got the longest breaker bar I have. You want to do it clockwise, because if you did it counterclockwise, you'd just be loosening the bolt. And this is 13 millimeter because it's a Chinese engine. Chinese engine is going to have millimeters. Yep, I'm tightening the bolt. So the breaker bar thing is not going to work. It's not budging. So should we really manhandle it? Let's really manhandle it. Use a sledgehammer. And because it turns counterclockwise on all lawnmowers, I mean, maybe I'm wrong about this one because it's a Chinese engine, but pretty sure it goes counterclockwise like every other one. We're just going to tap this. I think it kind of moved. I think it moved.
I think it moved.
Alright, let's take the spark plug out. I just removed the spark plug and it's like new. I'm going to put some penetrating oil inside the spark plug hole. So I'm putting this clamp on here to mimic that the brake is being released from the flywheel so that there's no resistance. And I'm sticking a screwdriver into the hole while I'm using the breaker bar and turning the blade to see whether or not the piston is connected. I mean, the connecting rod is connected. As you can see, look at my finger, look at my screwdriver. It's going in and out about 1/2 inch, which means that the connecting rod is connected but it's just not allowing the piston to move any further than a 1/4 inch at a time. So that's a little mind-boggling. The connecting rod is connected. The brake is off the flywheel. It should be spinning freely, and the piston is moving slightly. So what's in the way of it? What's in the way of preventing the piston from moving? It's odd, really. And honestly, short of just taking the engine off and opening it up, cracking it open, we're never going to really see. Should I bang the piston with like a rod inside and tap it and see if it goes in more, like freeing it up? Could damage it. I'll tap it slightly. So my phone battery died, so it stopped recording. I just kept on going. I can't wait for the battery to charge, so I took the whole thing apart because I knew that there was something wrong inside, and the only way to find out was to take it apart. I'll show you exactly what I did. So as you saw here, I actually cleaned the deck a little bit, just wiping it down with a rag that had oil in it, and I forgot to drain the oil, so it leaked out all over. It's a good thing I had this covered. I've got some great parts here. The cover, I don't know how many people would want to buy that. I'll put it on eBay. The crankshaft, look at the journal. Perfect. So I can sell the crankshaft if I wanted to, along with the top nut and the blade bolt. Here's the camshaft, carburetor. There's the head. The head is very interesting. Look how it works. This thing comes out. I don't know where the other end of this is. Can't possibly just do that. And it just pivots like that. See? And to adjust it, you just turn this nut so that a little bit more comes out. That's how you adjust it. Pretty cool. The push rods. Here's the primer air filter system. It's in good shape. I mean, the whole thing is in good shape. You know, it's just something was wrong with the engine. Here's the recoil starter. It looks very much like a power mower, but like I said, this is a Loncin. Small little gas tank, valve cover, muffler and cage, gasket. Flywheel and fan. The bolts that I took apart. There's the blade adapter and blade. Nobody's gonna buy that, so I'm just gonna keep it in case I need it someday. Here is the sump cover. I had a dickens of a time getting the sump cover off because the shaft was really rusted. I had to grind it down with a wired bristle brush. And then I was banging and banging, and I actually broke the sump, see? Yeah. I mean, if I really wanted to use this again, I could, because I could just JB weld it on the outside and the inside. It would have worked. But, so here it is. Here's the story. Sorry about the wind noise. My fan is on. Check it out. This is why the engine didn't work. Look at that piston. It's crooked and stuck in there. There's no way it would have moved. Look at that. You see the rings? It's like just caught in a groove or something like that. So, I mean, it's crooked and caught in the grooves. I don't know why there's grooves, but apparently there's grooves. Look. So it's caught in the groove, won't move. I managed to remove the bolts to the end. They're hanging there. And that was the play. That was the movement. We saw, we got like a 1/4 inch of play. Well, that's the play. Just this movement right there. The small block is in good shape, but obviously some kind of trauma with the piston and rings in the bore is probably destroyed there. But here's the magneto, and the rest of the block is fine. I mean, there's the dipstick, magneto. I'll take those off. Governor. But yeah, I'm going to use the handle of this sledgehammer and bang this out. I just have to see the condition of the bore. So here we go. I'm going to bang this piston out. Wow, that was easy. You know, this actually looks okay. I don't understand why it didn't. Oh, I see. I see. I'm gonna show you guys in a second. Connecting rod is good. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm gonna show you what's up. Okay, there it is. You guys see it? The gap there, this thing's bent down. Look at that side, flush. This part here. Look at that. Look at that. So theoretically, if I just got a new piston, probably work. But for a Loncin engine for a POWERSMART, ain't no way I'm doing that. And after further inspection on the other side, got a crack there too. But the biggest trauma was right there. That's the reason why it didn't work. Pretty cool. I want to say this is my first broken piston that looks like that. So we picked up a POWERSMART free mower from the curb thanks to Quinn the Mailman. Unfortunately, the engine was all seized up and I was curious as hell as to why it was seized up. So we couldn't do anything on the outside. The only way we could figure it out was to take it all apart. And we noticed that the piston was cracked and bent out of shape, therefore it was crooked going into the bore. So I'm not gonna fix it, of course, because it's a POWERSMART engine, Loncin. It's not worth anything and it's very unreliable. So gonna sell the parts in case some nut on eBay does want to fix theirs. I have parts for it. So hopefully somebody will buy something. If I make over $10, it was well worth it. It was very interesting to take apart a Loncin engine for the very first time. An engine's an engine, but you could see exactly what happened, you know, and I don't know exactly what happened, but we know why it was seized, that it wouldn't spin and turn. But pretty good parts here. I mean, nice little gas tank, you know, stuff like that. And I have a good deck with a bagger. So all I need is another engine, which you know I'll run into someday soon. Put that engine on here. This is a good deck and we could sell it that way. As you guys know, a few months ago, I found this Snapper, rear self-propelled, Hi-Vac baggered lawnmower. Pretty good wheels, good tread on it. It's got a quantum engine on it, albeit a little bit earlier in time, with a separate throttle choke cable. Choke, slow. Self-propulsion speed adjustment lever, and bail handle cable. When I first picked this up, I cleaned the carburetor and we got it running perfectly. I even actually used it a few times mowing my lawn, and it works just great. And the propulsion is very strong. The propulsion system is similar to that of a snowblower, two-stage snowblower with the friction disc and the wheel. I've never had one like that before, or maybe I did, but it was broken, so I never fixed it. But this one was working. It's been sitting in my shed for a couple of months. I had a lot of subscribers who told me, wow, it's one of those classic snappers. That thing's worth like $300. I'm like, get the hell out of here. It's not worth nothing like that. At least not here in Long Island, New York. I've never had anybody interested in a snapper at more than 80 bucks, you know? So anyway, I did what you told me. So I listed it on OfferUp, Craigslist, and Facebook Marketplace for $250. Sat there for a month, not one bite. I could have cleaned it up a little bit more, but I didn't want to, because in my mind, this is junk, all right? So I lowered it to 180, nada the one. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna put this on eBay, where you get more of an audience. And I've had a few bites on it from around the country, and I said, well, if you think I'm gonna put this in a box and ship it, you're crazy, because shipping will cost $200 at least. Not to mention find a box big enough for this thing and to bring it to a UPS store. No, I'm not doing all that. So I finally did get an offer on eBay from a guy locally here in Massapequa. That's right, Massapequa. That's where Billy Baldwin, Alec Baldwin, Lindsay Lohan, all those people are from. Anyway, he bid $100 on it. Well, eBay's a different story. If he offers $100 for it, right, I'll get like 60, because eBay takes like $20 out of it, right? Then there are PayPal fees and all that stuff. So it's not really worth it. So I said, counter offer, $125. He goes, okay. I said, okay. So I'll make like 80 bucks out of it. I could have just put the bagger up for 40 or 50 and would have gotten that. So either way, gas has since evaporated from it. It's been sitting in my motorcycle shed for quite a while, and it's been really hot. So gas has evaporated from it, and last time I played with this thing, it ran great. So I'm not gonna listen to you guys on certain things. Like when you say the snappers are worth $1 million, it's not. Some other older stuff that you guys say is worth a lot of money, I never really got any good money for any of that stuff. It depends on your region, you know what I mean? Anyway, so it doesn't have the thing, you know, this is old school, you know what I mean? So we'll do that, and I think it's on choke, so. Starts right up, sounds good, doesn't surge. Propulsion's very strong. I will give it that, because it's not gears, it's friction disc and belts. So once you engage it, it goes. And that was on the lowest speed, you know what I mean? I mean, I can't imagine you wanting to mow your lawn running, because I'm telling you, if you took this from 1 to 6, you're running. But it seems to start up just fine. Oh, I don't like this. One's comfortable on the speed. I mean, the Snapper Hi-Vac bag is in really good shape. So yeah, I'm just gonna meet the guy at the church. We set up a time, 1:30, to go get it. As you can see, before I picked it up, it was regularly serviced. This is the throttle. This is the speed selection. bail handle. This is where you clip the Hi-Vac bagger. Bagger's in excellent condition. Does have height adjusters. Does have the side discharge chute, which takes all the grass clippings and leaves into the bag. I left it just this way. I didn't want to clean it. I didn't want to paint it. I didn't want to do anything because, like I said, I always thought these were junk. And I still think they're junk. I would never keep one myself. Look how ancient it looks. I will say that the tires are solid rubber, I believe. And the tread is very good. And of course, in the olden days, they made these things like a tank. You know, it could look rusty like that, but it'll never rot. I mean, really, the steel is super thick, you know what I mean? And there's the propulsion system that I mentioned, kind of just like a snowblower. The problem with this is there's no cover on it, right? So let's say it rains. Not that you should be mowing your lawn in the rain, but if it rains, it's going to get really slick on that friction disc. So that rubber's not going to be able to grip very well on it. So you'll get a lot of slippage if it rained. And also debris would get into there too, you know, grass clippings and all that. So, I mean, I don't know if this ever came with a cover. Maybe it did, because look, you see a hole over there. But it doesn't have a cover. Other than that, height adjusters. I mean, you know, works really well. But, I mean, if you like that sort of thing, I just don't like this sort of thing. So I'm happy to get rid of it, even netting 80 bucks out of it. You guys said it was worth $300. Where are you getting $300 for this? Because if it was worth $300, then one of you guys would have bought this for 100 bucks, taken it to wherever you were, and you can sell it for $300. There is no way any nut would pay $300 for this. But either way, I mean, it's junk to me, right? So getting $80 out of this, I'm fine with it. So I'm gonna load this in the truck and meet the guy in a little while. The only thing I did think was kind of cool was the engine says exclusive signature series F.P. Stratton Jr., Chairman and CEO. I've never seen a label like that before. I thought that was kind of cool. And it is built like a tank. So it's going to be heavy. Really heavy. Oh! 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 Man, that is heavy. Oh, I found this. I was walking my dog. I found this. This handle was pointed up from a garbage can. I said, ooh, somebody's throwing away a samurai sword. Pull it out. It's an umbrella. Works. I figured I could use the handle for something in the future, but if it doesn't. If it rains, I have an umbrella. So as you saw, met the guy at the church. It was the dad who came over to pick it up. The son actually bought it. Didn't really seem to know anything about lawnmowers, you know, and didn't even really want me to start it. He just wanted me to help him into the thing, you know, but, you know, showed him how to work everything and all, and he was pretty impressed. He's like, wow, it moves by itself? I don't know, crazy. But anyway, so it was a smooth transaction. I have no money to show for it because he paid by PayPal through eBay. So $125, but then eBay will take like $20 out of it. And then with PayPal fees, I mean, maybe I'd get $85 out of it or something, you know. But I'm glad to have gotten rid of it because I personally think that it's junk. Every snapper that I've ever had, I wouldn't ever keep. I'm not a big believer of snapper, to be honest with you. They're ugly. Yeah, it's built like a tank, but I mean, they're ugly. They're ugly. And every one of them that I've had is not worth diddly squat, you know? I don't know why you guys like it so much. It's junk. I mean, who's going to pay $300 for that? No way. You're an idiot if you pay $300 for it. You're crazy. Anyway, that's another story. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. Hope you guys enjoyed the take apart engine episode, and we'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
Ah, we don't gotta turn it up.
Oh, shit! Oh, that's great. I got that on video.
See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.